Hi students, in this video we're going to look at algebraic fractions again. This time we are looking at how to add and subtract them. So the learning goals of this video, by the end of this lesson you should be able to add and subtract algebraic fractions. So some things to recall, when working with fractions and adding fractions or subtracting them, they need to have the same denominator. So remember that half plus a third can't be added very easily. We need to change them so they have the same denominator. So 3 on 6 and 2 on 6. And once they have the same denominator, then we can add our numerators. We'll be using a similar principle when working with algebraic fractions. You'll also need to remember how to expand and collect like terms. So expanding something like this we'll be using in this lesson too. Alright, so just like numerical fractions, algebraic fractions need to have the same denominator in order to be added or subtracted. So in a simple example like this first one, we've got 3 on 4 minus a on 2. Right, we're looking for the lowest common denominator. What's a number that we can change both denominators to so that they're the same? In this case, we can change this right-hand term, multiply top and bottom by 2, to get 3 on 4 minus 2a on 4. Now with the same denominator, we can put those terms together. 3 subtract 2a over 4. And we've simplified that expression from 2 terms down to 1. Now in this example here, we've got one numerical denominator, the 5, and a variable, that's the a. This one's actually quite simple as well. In fact, in some ways simpler than the first one. The common denominator will just be 5 times a. So that first term will multiply top and bottom by a. That second term will multiply top and bottom by 5. So that'll be 15 on 5a. And then from there, same denominator, 5a, and we'll have 2a plus 15. So a couple of simple examples to get started. Let's look at a couple of trickier ones. All right, we've got x plus 4 on 3 plus x minus 2 on 5. In this example, we'll just need to do the same thing as our previous examples, find our lowest common denominator between 3 and 5. If in doubt, students, remember you could just multiply those together, our denominators, and use that number instead. In this case, it'll work well. 3 times 5 is 15, so we want to change both those denominators to a 15. Otherwise, you could find your lowest common multiple and use that instead. But it's worth, doing 3 times 5, that will also work out well too. So we're going to have x plus 4 times 5 over 15, multiplying that left-hand term, top and bottom, by 5. And then this right-hand term, we're going to multiply top and bottom by 3. So that 5 in the denominator becomes 15. I'm going to expand those. 5x plus 4. Oh, sorry, that's not plus 4. That's 5x plus 12 over 15 plus 3x minus 6 over 15. And then I can collect like terms. So the denominator is 15. 5x plus 3x is 8x. 12 minus 6, or 12 plus negative 6, is positive 6. And there's our simplified fraction. Now this last one is one of the trickier ones you'll have in when it comes to adding and subtracting algebraic fractions. But that same trick that we used here, saying our common denominator will just be 3 times 5, 15, we're going to use that same trick here. So our lowest common denominator will be x minus 5 times x plus 2. So we'll multiply top and bottom of this left-hand term by x plus 2, And then on this right-hand term, we'll multiply top and bottom by x minus 5. And then I'm going to expand the top. I'm not going to expand the bottom. I just don't. It's not worth it. It's already factorized. We won't bother with it. But we will have to collect some like terms here in the numerator. So I will expand that one. 3x plus 6, subtract, that's x minus 5, x plus 2. And then on this right hand side, we'll have 3x minus 15 over x plus 2, x minus 5. Now putting those together, our denominator is x minus 5, x plus 2, and in our numerator we'll have 3x minus 3x, so those will just cancel each other out. And then 6 subtract negative 15. Subtracting a negative is the same as adding, so that'll be 6 plus 15, 21. And there's our simplified fraction. So students, once again, we're just finding that lowest common denominator, or just finding any common denominator by multiplying those denominators in both our fractions together and doing the same to top and bottom. Alright, so by the end of this lesson, you should be able to add and subtract algebraic fractions.